you understand?
Hey everybody, I'm Tony Jones, and welcome to the Tony Jones Show.
It's not that people are willing to take the risk. It's sort of a herd mentality, a lemming-like mentality. If you don't go with the flow, you're anti-American and therefore a suspect.
The Tony Jones Show, featuring punk, rockabilly, psychobilly, and Providence, Rhode Island's finest, starts right now.
He's a dangerous militia member, I hear. Oh, and there she blows.
She's my rose, through her face the poison flows.
Friends, the time for mediocrity and broadcasting is over. My name is Tony Jones, and you are tuned in to the Tony Jones Show, your destination for talk and rock. Online at TonyJones.org, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on the almighty Twitter at Tony Jones in RI, kicking off this week's program with some Weld Square. A Belladonna Killed My Rose, the name of that one. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me. The new music is coming in here to headquarters fast and furious, so we're going to get to a bit of that. Plus, We're going to get to a bit of music from the gig that I got to play last night in Newport, Rhode Island. I want to talk a bit about that. And I know that it would take 11 cans of Red Bull to kill me. And I want to tell you why I know that and loop you into this information. So we're going to be talking about Caffeine Informer between now and the top of the hour. But before that, I want to get right back into the music. Just came through the studio here. We're going to have a double shot, and we're going to hear two from Five of the Eyes. Starting off with Mirrors. You heard it here on The Tony Jones Show.
I walked out in the moonlight, crazed, unable to fight. And you stayed behind and stayed up late. You left the lights on as a vigil in the night. You woke me up to burn me down, the only time I feel alive is in the heat, reaction creeps. I want to burn this city down. Your smile is full of pain that I have caused, but not all is lost. Broken pieces, mirror daydreams, cut my fingers, trying to put them back together. Come to me, my love and savior. Your open arms are enough for me to surrender. Those that shatter, leave pieces on the floor. On the floor. You woke me up to burn me down, the only time I feel alive is in the heat, reaction creeps. I want to burn this city down. To burn me down, the only time I feel alive is in the heat, reaction creeps. I want to burn this city down. Trying to put them back together.
Coming out of 2 from 5 of the eyes, I believe in traditional media that would be what's known as a double shot right here on the Tony Jones Show. TonyJones.org, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show. I'm on Twitter at Tony Jones NRI. Do remember that I do monitor the social media accounts throughout the program. As always, I'd love to hear from you. If you're in a band, you can go to TonyJones.org. You can go to rifreeradio.org, click on that contact page. As I mentioned at the top of the hour, new music coming in here, fast and furious. You can find 5 of the Eyes, Facebook.com/5 of the Eyes. They are from Portland, Maine, so that I would put in the local music category. They have a few shows coming up. They're going to be in Lowell, Mass. at Uncharted. They're going to be at Hamden, at the Space in Hamden, Connecticut, and a disturbing trend that I'm seeing from more and more of these great bands is that I do not see a Providence date on that agenda. So I know countless promoters and music folk listen to this show, so we should try to remedy that. Now, speaking of shows, last night, and shame on me because it is 25 minutes from my house, I went to Jimmy's Saloon for the first time. Tony Jones and the Cretin 3 played with DNA's Evolution, The Safes, and the Nymphadels, and DJ Psycho Eddie. I got to say, great room down in Newport, what I would consider to be just a great, just classic rock and roll type establishment. I had a blast. Have you ever been to Jimmy's?
I can honestly say no. I have not been to Jimmy's.
Now, I was a bit trepidatious because it got to about midnight, 12:01, and I decided I'm going to dine. I'm going to eat. So the food was great. I couldn't believe it.
You see, that seems to be a trend that's going on with a lot of bars. They're getting their way out of the fry-related arts, and they're actually making food that's, I'm not going to use the word good for you, but I am going to say
definitely not good for you.
It tastes better than it probably should.
Yeah, no, this was delicious, and there was a time, especially here locally and with bars in general, where you just did not eat bar food because you would die.
Well, you see, that was a big caveat for me for going out after any show because you don't eat at the bar. Just because they have a fryer does not mean they know how to make French fries. It just means they know how hot grease works and throw something in there to try to satiate that hunger you have going on and probably get some more of your money undeservedly.
Right. And wasn't there, I mean, far from this being a business show by any stretch of the imagination, but wasn't there at some point something to do with an entertainment license or a liquor license here in Rhode Island where you had to have some kind of food, and that's why you see bars that serve chips or just something basic?
It's still part of licensing. Part of almost every liquor license you're going to get in the state of Rhode Island, there has to be some sort of soak it up clause. I think I'm making
sell a loaf of bread from behind the bar.
Well, there are some bars that take this to an extreme because they don't want to serve you food.
Yeah.
So you could get a grilled cheese for like $10, or you can get a can of soup microwaved, lovingly microwaved for you, for like $9.
I know there's one down in we'll keep nameless, but there's one down in South County where you can buy sardines and smelts from behind the bar, and that's simply because they don't want to serve food and they know nobody's buying smelts at midnight. Or maybe they are. I don't know, but I know I'm not.
Well, if they're really good smelts, I mean, I'd give them a try. But
the only reason I know what a smelt is from watching SpongeBob SquarePants. So we're going to get back to the music now. We're going to have a Jimmy Saloon block here featuring some of the bands I had the honor of sharing the stage with last night. Another weird thing about the show last night, Eddie, is that, and I was talking about this with my bass player, George Garner, there was 4 bands that played, and only 2 of the 4 bands had bass players. It's either a dying art or there's no non-flaky bass players out there. But you know the Nymphadels, of course, a 2-piece.
Yep. And
this next band, DNA's Evolution, they were also a 2-piece. So lacking bass players, I guess, is the next thing we'll be talking about here. DNA's Evolution up next, a double shot from them. This is The Heist. You heard it here on The Tony Jones Show.
It'll be just like taking candy from a baby.
and manner and guise meant only to attract. He took her by the hand. They walked into the night. They're out of mind. She's out of sight. Bared his teeth, but only his hound pierced through. You see our Petra, well, she's a predator too. She looked into his eyes